In this tutorial, we will look at a lesser-known feature that can be very useful for those who struggle with keeping notes and often forget where they saved information. We explore user attributes along with examples of their application. User attributes allow you to expand the dataset with custom information for individual variables. While default attributes in the Variable View tab include name, type, label, etc., user attributes allow you to add your own custom information. For example, if you calculate a new variable and the calculation method is significant for the new values, you can save the example calculation formula as a new attribute to ensure this information is not lost. Another example is the ability to save the current variable sorting method. In one of the previous presentations on variable sorting, we discussed the possibility of saving the current sorting method as user attributes. Let's see how it works. Open the scale dataset. The dataset contains sample data from a pilot study with variables from Q1 to Q13, containing information about a battery of questions measured using the Likert scale. Since we are conducting a pilot study, we want to build an appropriate scale, and to do so, we need to examine its reliability. With user attributes, we can save the results of successive iterations in the dataset. Go to the Analyze menu, then Scale, and select Reliability Analysis. In the newly opened window, move the variables from Q1 to Q13 from the left field to the right field. These variables are part of our scale. Leave the rest of the settings as default and click OK. The result of the Cronbach's alpha test is 0.854, and we will save this in the dataset as an attribute from the first iteration. Go to the Variables tab in the dataset. It is important to note that attributes can only be added from the interface when you are on the Variable View tab. Now, go to the Data menu, then New Custom Attribute. Select the variables from Q1 to Q13 from the list on the left and move them to the right. Next, enter the attribute name. We'll enter reliability and, as the attribute value, enter the result from the report. Finally, click OK. You will see a new column at the end named Reliability in square brackets. However, this is just the first test result. To add additional results, we could do this in two ways. First, go back to the Data menu and select New Custom Attribute. After removing variable Q13, the scale reliability increased to 0.871. Therefore, select the variables from Q1 to Q12, excluding Q13, and move them to the right. As the attribute name, enter Reliability 2, and as the attribute value, enter 0.871. Finally, click OK. You will see an additional column with the result from the second iteration of building the scale. The second possible way to add results is to expand the existing attribute arrays. In other words, just like with the values attribute where you can add subsequent variable values, you can also add additional values within a single attribute for variable attributes. On the Variable View tab, click the three dots next to the Reliability attribute, which are visible when you select the results. The newly opened window displayed an array that we can expand with new entries. Currently, it only has one value, 0.854, which is our result from the first iteration of building the scale. Now press the Add button and enter the second value as 0.871, which is our result from the second iteration. Press Add again and this time enter 0.756 as the third value, indicating that removing another variable decreased the scale reliability. To close the window, click OK. At this point, instead of the value, the word array appears, indicating that the attribute has more than one value. Ultimately, it is up to the analyst to choose the convention for maintaining notes within the dataset.